Hey everyone, so tonight is the Nepolabo Fan Fest and I had the honor of winning the lottery for the night show. So yeah, here's just what I prepared to go to the event. So we got the two plushies here of Nene and Lami. And I'll just be using my Hololive, I guess like window case shopping bag. Or like the window backpack. I forgot what the official name is, but other than that, not much else really. Got the Nene Happy from her anniversary last year, I think. So I'll be wearing that as soon as I get to the event hall. Also brought my blade. There's gonna be like a mini live. So I just brought a Hololive blade. And then lastly we got a towel I got last year before I even started making any YouTube videos. It's just a Nene towel. I kind of like this towel. I've never used it before, so it's gonna be the first time. But yeah, that's pretty much all for the preparation for the event. I can't remember off the back of my head, but the event itself will have like a mini live. There's gonna be like a game corner, and there's like some other thing, maybe just like talking. And at the end, this says there's gonna be a Miyokurikai, which is like a send-off. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but we'll see if we could film for that. I'm pretty sure for the most of the events you can't film, but there's gonna be like an exhibition session for all the past goods and all that, so I'll see if I could film there. But yeah, let me just pack it all up and I'll head to the event. Also, just one more thing I forgot to mention is the ticket is 11,000 per person, and we get like some novelties when we go in. I think the most important one is like there's gonna be like a signed shikishi of one of the 4 members, so you'll get like at least one of the Nepolabo members. It's just like you're not sure like which one you're gonna get. Maybe like you could trade for it. But other than that, it's just like some other small items that I can't remember off the top of my head, so when I get it, I'll show it on camera. The event is held at Bellcell Shibuya Garden, which is about a 15-minute walk from the iconic Shibuya station. So on the map here, we got Shibuya here, and you literally just go a straight line, and it's about a 15-minute walk. There are 3 sessions for the day, and mine was the night show, which is the last one for the day. When I got to the venue, there wasn't a lot of people, or so I thought. Once it's time to head in and line up, I realized like most of the people are already in line. But it's not a problem though, since there's no first come first serve things to do or to get, so all I needed to do was to wait in line for about another 15 to 20 minutes before it's finally my turn to head in. The whole venue itself is quite small. We started off by going through the ticket check. We will then get like a little wristband thing we need to put in exchange for the electronic tickets that we have. So once that's done, we will then get a free goods package that came with the ticket. So inside the package, it includes a Nepolabo fan meeting paper bag, a little Nepolabo water bottle, a small hand fan, a random bottle cap, which I pulled Shishiro, and lastly we get a signed shikishi from one of the 4 Nepolabo members. I pulled Lami, but a lot of people are looking to exchange for their Oshi, and I happened to find 2 other guys that wanted to exchange, so we actually did a 3-way exchange. But yeah, the exhibition hall is the first thing that we can see and do, as they don't open the talk show area until it's time. So if we get there from like the start of the doors opening, we have about like an hour and a half to 2 hours depending on when you get in the actual venue. And yeah, you could just walk around the exhibition area if you arrive early. About 30 minutes before the start time, they start to open up the talk show area. So no photos are allowed in the talk show area, but it was just like a little typical event hall with rows and rows of chairs with a big screen in the front. The back part of the hall is a little bit far, so they did set up like screens in the middle as well for easier viewing for the people in the back. I was pretty lucky with my seats to get ones in the front section, so I didn't really have trouble seeing. I think I got like row 9 or something, which is like in the very first front section. The event started and we could see all 4 of the girls doing their introduction. Keep in mind that Nenichi was on break at the time of the event, so it was really awesome to be able to see her at the event. And even though she's on break, she's not on break for events, so she will still attend all the, I guess, like cover or hall live events. So it wasn't really like a huge surprise, but we were just very happy to see her there. She was the usual super hyper Nenichi that we love, doing like goofy poses and weird dances in the back while everyone was doing their intro or just talking. We're also very lucky that the management for Nene also decided to let Nenichi have the day to go wild on her Twitter account even though she's on break. And if you followed her on Twitter, you could definitely see like that day she was tweeting like crazy. And she definitely didn't disappoint, and I'm sure it made a lot of us happy seeing her being very energetic even on Twitter. There are a couple sections to the talk show, so we got a quiz game, there was a raffle, and then a small concert, and finally there's a send-off section. So let's just start off with the quiz. The quiz section was actually quite interesting. They split us into 4 teams based on the seats we're in. They did this in columns of seats, so from the front to back. So there are 4 columns in total, and each of the Nepolabo member will have 1 column to themselves, which like stands for their team, and they'll be the question giver for that column. Each question that they give out is a 2-answer multiple choice, and to answer the questions we have to use the small hand fan that were given out with our goods package. So something like the front side means answer A and the back side means answer B. For me, I got on Lami's team based on my seating. So how the game works is that you only answer the questions when your question giver is asking the question. So for me, when it's Lami's turn to ask questions, my column will be the only one that answers the questions. And for example, let's say it's Nenichi's turn, then we will just silently watch instead of answering. The goal for the game is to win for our talent, so try to survive all the questions. There will be 5 questions in total, and you have to get all 5 right to be able to be tallied up for the final head count. So they want to see how many of the audience member on each team made it to the very end, and that's like the final score for the talent. The first 4 questions are already made up before they started the event, and the last one they will just come up on the spot. We'll be trying to win for our representing talent. There's no prize for winning, however, whoever comes last has to do like a little punishment game. So I'm recalling everything from my memory, so I don't remember all the questions. But the game started off with Nene's team, so her questions are actually really random and it's actually pretty hard. Basically, Nene asked questions such as what original song did she debut and sang on her first 3D live? Or something like, at this point in the Hoshimaji project stream, what did she say in regards to someone else's comment? It's always just questions that make your head turn and go like, huh? How are you supposed to know that? But I guess that's our Nenichi, right? We were all laughing our asses off simply because most of us literally have no idea what the answer is, even though we're her fans. I thought her final question was hilarious though. So what she asked was, what did she plant when she was in elementary school? Cucumber or tomato? And her answer is tomato, and I think she also mentioned that her dislike for tomato also started there. And when asked if she ever talked about this or something similar to this on stream, she just confidently says nope, and the whole hall bursts out laughing because, you know, how are we supposed to answer a question when we don't even know like what the answer is? So it's like a true 50-50 question. But yeah, sasuga Nenichi, asking questions that no one will have a chance except to just guess. I think next up was Lami after Nene, and her questions were considerably easier for most people since it's something either iconic or just something she knows that she talked about on stream. For me, however, I literally don't know most of the questions that she was asking. I don't know the answers for the questions. But I kind of got lucky in a way because I made up in my mind that when in doubt or when I don't know what the answer is, I'll just answer the front side of the fan. In doing so, I actually think I got to the very end and I'm pretty sure I cleared the quiz. I might have lost on the final question, but I got pretty far by just holding up my fan for like 3 of 4 questions because I didn't know the answer. But because her questions were considerably easier, she ended up making the last question a true 50-50, asking that did she wear a skirt or did she wear pants to the event today? And obviously we wouldn't know, right, because we can't see her. Up next is Polka, and oh boy, her questions are insanely hard. Basically every question was like a 50-50 because we literally just don't know the answer. And because of this, Polka ended up making her final question really easy. She just basically asked, are you her Oshi or not? And I mean, in that situation, there's only one answer, right? And lastly, as for Botan, her questions are really easy. I would say it's the easiest compared to everyone else. And because of this, she had a lot of trouble eliminating people from the game, and she ended the game with over half her team still alive. She tried to eliminate more people by making her question a 50-50, which the question was what she had for lunch, tonkatsu or soy sauce ramen. But yeah, that's kind of how the quiz went. The results were expected. Botan and Lamy, because their questions were pretty easy, they were clear from last place. So the loser was between Nene and Polka. So honestly, as expected, Polka ended up losing because her questions are just way too harsh. I think like half of her team died on the first question. Yeah, but I think she did a dogeza as a punishment, which is just like kneeling down and bowing. And maybe she said something, but I couldn't quite like understand what she was doing, but it's all in good fun though. And that pretty much concludes the quiz section. The other sections are pretty short. I think the quiz section took up half the talk show time. And up next is basically just like a quick lottery prize, which they just pull the seat number, and if you're in that seat, then you win one of the 4 Nepolabo plushies from the Friends With You series. After the lottery, they showed us the new MV for the Nepolabo song Blue Clapper. Everyone at the event got to see it first, like before it released on YouTube. But it was released on the same day. I think like maybe right after the event they released the MV. So we kind of got like a sneak peek, or I guess like the people who went to the morning and noon show probably got to see it as well. I'm not too sure, but we got to watch the full MV before pretty much everyone else. Lots of goofy and funny moments happening in the MV for Blue Clapper, so please check it out if you haven't. As for the concert, it was only a 1-song concert, and that kind of surprised me because I thought they would sing more stuff, but I guess like it's a Nepolabo event, so they don't really have like much choice. I don't know what other songs they sang for the morning and afternoon shows, but for the night show we got Cosmic Wonderful Tour, which I'm pretty happy about. It's definitely one of the Nepolabo songs that I listen to more. Even though it's like a really short concert, I love seeing all the Nepolabo fans coming together and cheering on our Oshi all together. And finally, the last part of the event, which is the send-off. I think it's a nice touch to the event that gives us fans a chance to wave goodbye to the talents as we leave the venue. Let me clarify, there's no one-on-one time, but as we leave the hall row by row, so we each pass through like 2 cameras, which we can wave our hands or goods or whatever, posters, hats, basically whatever we want, and then we just head out. I'm not sure if they can hear us, but they talk and comment as they see fit. If a fan catches their attention, maybe with their super crazy outfits, super crazy cosplays, super crazy ita bags, they will call out and all that. But there's just too many people, and so they won't be able to acknowledge every single one of the fans. I did hear Nene said somewhere that she will comment and she will shout and do the usual Nene stuff whenever she sees a Neko. And I could tell like she definitely delivered on that part. You could just hear her excitement when she sees a fully dressed Neko. And that pretty much wraps up the whole event. It definitely felt like a Nepolabo fan fest, or I guess like as real as a fan fest can go for a VTuber group. The exhibition has a lot of good opportunities to take photos if you bring like your plushies and your goods. And also the goods section showing all their past birthday and celebration goods definitely felt nostalgic when you see them. Honestly, some of the goods I saw I didn't even know they existed, but you kinda want some of the goods, you know? The message board that the fans can write quickly filled up with many messages from all the fans, and it's lovely to see how much love everyone has for their Oshis. All in all, I think it's an event that Nepolabo fans should attend if they can. I saw a lot of foreigners as well, but I'm not sure how they got their tickets. Maybe they have like a foreigner ticket lottery thing as well. I'm not too sure about that. But the signed Shikisi is something that I'm very happy to get my hands on, and I can't wait to display it with all my Nene goods. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more similar content, I make Hololive and other VTuber related event vlogs, overviews, and goods unboxing on this channel. I greatly appreciate your support if you could hit the subscribe button. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.